Big up, good evening, guys. What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Moroccan MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. It's the daily update, Manchester United news with the transfer updates, a little bit of my views and your own in the chat. So get your comments in, guys, but don't forget to smash a like when you get in and share it around. Help the channel grow, guys, because you know what? It helps it grow really well. It shares the channel around to the very next viewer, each and every possible suggested football fan, even a Man United fan, growing the community. Guys, help me grow this community. I'm on the road to 1K. Let's get there by the community shield. Big up to you, Kenny fan, coming in. Yeah, bro, I got the reckless stream was a difficult one this morning. But you know what? I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be doing some of my own. Big up to you, Turbo, coming in. What's good, guys? And let's get in with some of the reports. I know it's been looking really, really bleak. A lot of the prospective transfers we've been looking at have seemingly came to a halt, stopped, stalled, and for some reason we might be pivoting away. So, guys, let's take a look at some of the reasons why. Let's take a look at some of the possible actions we will be taking and some of the players we will be looking at. Let's get right into the show, guys. Big up to all of you joining. It's your boy, and you know what it is. And Fulham is set to make Scott McTominay decision after Man United rejects $20 million bid. Guys, this is what's delaying a lot of the movement in our midfield right now, as Scott McTominay has been said to be, expectations of Fulham coming in with a third bill is highly unlikely as they cool their interest, thinking Man United has demanded too much for the player. Now, while as a United fan, I would think anything less than 25 million is sort of an insult to Scott McTominay, the caliber of the players, like my friend on the Reckless Debate Uncle would say. I would have accepted the 20 million. I think I would have liked to move the player on, and at the end of the day, it would have helped us move and get players in the window. It might not have been something where it would really move the needle, but at the same time, I would rather that than having players and the players are, how can I put it, not as interesting. Or, the same players that we had last season, it's difficult, guys. It's very, very difficult. You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm saying you gotta look at it from the perspective of what can be done for Manchester United going forward. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's see how it goes. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to do something really quickly here because this is bothering me. All right. So cool. Right. So, guys, let's get into this. Let's move right along because with Scott McTominay, it's one of those things where hopefully he'll make the move and hopefully we'll get the deal done. Big up to your friend Kadali. Hope you're well, my brother. Yeah, let's get into these transfer information. And another deal that's said to be stalling our transfer summer currently is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, with the player demanding Manchester United pay him the balance of his contract so he can move his way on to West Ham. And that's the problem in the deal at this current time, guys. There's no real thing. United have agreed price with West Ham. West Ham have agreed, reportedly personal terms with Wan-Bissaka, but Wan-Bissaka is not agreeing to leave because he wants his money. And you know what, guys? As mad as I am at this guy, he has a contract, and United are the ones that gave him the contract. It might not have been the Ineos regime, but United, at the end of the day, gave this guy that contract so they can only blame themselves. And while it's very disappointing, and maybe he does not have the ambition to just walk away from that money, at the end of the day, I wouldn't walk away from the money. I don't expect you guys would walk away from that money as well, especially when it's in black and white that they have to pay you. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to keep it moving because you know what? There's lots of stories to get into right now. And let's keep it moving. Let's move on to this possible story right here because, guys, this has really been really, really interesting. And there's some reports coming in that Saudi Arabia has been making Anthony a priority target for their new bid, and they will probably coming in for the winger. And I'm not going to stay too long on this story because right off of the back of this story, there was another story that was printed yesterday previously that that says that Manchester United's Anthony is not a target for Al Nassr. So guys, I'm not too sure which one to believe, but if I'm going to stay with the times and say I would believe the article that came out today, maybe it might be something that might be happening. And sources have revealed that they might be coming in with a $35 million bid. Let's see if it's actually true. Let's see if it happens. Big up to you, G Wolf, coming in. And yeah, that Glazeronomics is not really working out for Manchester United thus far. It's very disappointing. And it's kind of, crashing our market and our hopes going forward. We expected a lot of things to be done in this transfer window, a squad overhaul, but it has yet to unfold in front of our eyes, guys. And yeah, we have made some good moves thus far, but a lot of these moves are being blocked by excessive demands being made by some of the clubs that we are trying to get these deals done with. Another one of these moves that we are seeing possibly not going to be happening because they have just tacked on 10 million onto the asking fee for Noussair Mazaroui is the deal between him and Man United. Man United have had a fee agreed for £17 million for Noussair Mazaroui and on play-him terms, but they decided to couple this deal with the likes of Ligt. Maybe in coupling the two deals, they have found an agreement, but Bayern Munich reneged on that agreement. Apparently, reports are coming out from The Athletic that the agent of both players are saying that Man United and Bayern Munich has came to an agreement, and the bid they have launched for both players was supposed to be agreed upon, but Bayern Munich, they reneged, and they disagreed, and now they're asking for 10 million more on top of Noussair Mazaroui's current price that they already agreed with Man United. Now that player is looking to be priced somewhere in the region of 27 million, it's taking the piss, guys. This is something that's very, very disappointing, and I don't know how we can be taking this seriously. We're United fans, and they are disrespecting us. Maybe they're still sour from the 1999, but guys, what can I say? Now, moving on along, there's been some reports coming out recently, guys, that Manchester United have launched a $40 million bid for Frenkie de Jong. You know what I mean? And I'm going to get into this article and read it out because it's said to be a tentative approach, very cautious by Man United, but the approach has been done. As Manchester United Chiefs actively scour the market for a suitable midfield addition, they've again landed on Frenkie de Jong. Much to the fans' dismay, the Reds reported interest comes 2 years from a tedious saga in Erik ten Hag's maiden transfer window, during which they had a bid accepted by Barcelona for the Dutchman but failed to convince him of a move to Old Trafford. De Jong ultimately reluctantly to part ways with Barcelona, and United continued doing their utmost to change his mind, despite his stance being far clear from the get-go. Failing to land his signature, the board had turned their attention to another La Liga maestro, albeit a considerably older one, and signed Casemiro from Real Madrid for a whopping £70 million on a 4-year deal. Now, Manchester World claims that Ineos transfer department have made a tentative approach for the blogger runner to assess the De Jong's availability with the hopes of a deal in the region of 30 to 40 million pounds being possible. Talks are not advanced, and it's thought that the new coach Hansi Flick would prefer to keep the former Ajax star at his disposal. Why United should put an end to the De Jong interest once and for all. On paper talk from Team Talk reported shared on July 20th, De Jong is the highest paid player in the Spanish top flight, and he pockets an eye-watering 721.154 thousand euros per week, guys. Yet you struggle to pinpoint many performances in the recent seasons that had warranted such a fee. But guys, I think this fee has been exaggerated to the fact that, Barcelona does owe the player some money, so I think they doubled or tripled his wages per week so they can pay him off. I don't think this is his customary fee, but I cannot tell you what it is because I actually do not know. But at the same time, guys, I'm not too keen on this. Although he's a very talented midfielder and he would revolutionize our midfield, I think it's going to be tough to bring this guy in. And we have already seen difficult situations before. Moving on, guys, back to Matthias de Ligt, and Fabrizio Romano reporting today has said that Manchester United are still increasingly confident on signing 2 more players. And Matthias de Ligt is still one of those players, guys. You know what I mean? Manchester are increasingly confident in signing the duo. But you know what? This is the latest update from Fabrizio Romano, and this is what he's saying. I know David Ornstein said yesterday that we are moving away from from the likes of Ugarte, and I just announced to you the increase in bid for Mazraoui, but Matthias de Ligt remains a target for Manchester United, guys. So don't stress too much. I still think that the Dutchman is going to come in as part of our signings this summer. I think so, and I'm very confident in this because of the fact that I always believed we would be signing two centre-backs and not just one. Moving on from Matthias de Ligt, guys, there's some other interesting reports coming in that one of our midfield pivots from Manuel Ugarte, which as well I would like to remind you that Fabrizio Romano has not confirmed that we are no longer interested in Manuel Ugarte. This report has only been confirmed or reported by David Ornstein. Now, I'll bring this into the fold because this is a player that is said to be of interest to Man United recently, and this player is the Burnley player, and I'm talking about none other than Sander Berg, not a player that I would actually like to be looking at, but the scouting department probably sees some talent in him that I am not seeing. He's been reported to have a very good portfolio of performances under his belt, and the statistics don't lie. They kind of show that he's a very decent player in possession. He can carry the ball forward. But the biggest thing and negative for me is that he's a DM, but his tackling is his most deficient proficiency in all of his statistics. So that's one of the things where I'm going to be like, huh? His best passing accuracy is balls over the top. And I'm like, we want to keep the ball on the ground. We want to keep possession. Is this really the right profile of midfielder that we should be going in for the defensive midfield area? You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting to see if this happens. I'm not too sure. Big up to you, Casemiro, coming in. Big up to you, G Wolf. De Jong is a brilliant player, but for 600k a week, we definitely need to move on. Yeah, De Jong will be a welcome addition, guys, but to me, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's the same thing, Brendan. I think they see his passing completion and get super excited. And I'm not too sure about that because I think the DM role is more about tackling and being a destroyer than being a passing maestro, in my honest opinion. Sander Berger is Man United level. Ugarte Zubimendi is good for Man United. I don't know about Sander Berger, my bro, but you know what? There's some other interesting reports coming in that Man United have shown and spoken to, none other than Youssouf Fofana about the project. Are hoping to entice him into making a move to Manchester United, as per reports coming in, not only from Football Faithful, but from Team Talk as well as L'Equipe. It is said that Manchester United have approached the player's agents to see if of his availability and have made him an offer. Let's see how this goes. There has been no official bid made to Monaco by Manchester United just yet, but the talks are ongoing. Guys, would you take Youssouf Fofana? In my opinion, if he's coming in for the midfield as a partnership, playing maybe an 8 role, I would definitely take him. I think we definitely need 2 midfielders and not just one. So moving on from Youssouf Fofana, guys, because I'm going to keep it moving really quickly. But there's been a report coming in just as well that Youssouf Fofana might be inclined to using Manchester United's interest to boost his pay package coming from AC Milan. There are some reports floating, but I'm not too sure if it's true or not. These are just some things that are coming up, talked about in this current moment. There's another shocking midfield target that we are said to be looking at and possibly going to switch our attention to, and this is £38 million alternative who has shocked Liverpool scouts. And I'm talking about Ederson, guys. Could it be that we are looking at Ederson as a serious option for the midfield? I think he's a very talented player. As we can see, he was one of the best players in their performances throughout the season, not just in the Europa League final, but Ederson is a very, very physical DM. He has a great engine on him, and he is a destroyer as well. He has good ball skills as well. He can progress the ball very well, and he has decent pass completion stats as well. So I think he's an all-round very good DM, and he's very young as well. Let's see how it goes. If there are any official bids that go in from Manchester United, you know what I mean? But this is just another pivot on the short list, guys, because there's a lot other players that we are interested in. To be honest, my feeling is that we will probably sign Manuel Ugarte still and maybe Matthias de Ligt, but I'm still thinking that we might probably sign a second midfielder. If you guys have been, paying attention to Twitter and stuff, there's this guy called Phil De Bruyne. He's a very, very, informative Manchester United fan. He's very good with the financial side of things, and he posts a lot of comments about Manchester United. His handle is Swedish Rumble. He was also on my buddy's podcast this afternoon early on with Sal on the Chatterbox podcast today, and they were talking about Manchester United prospectively. We have a bit of wiggle room and we can spend. Maybe it's just the way we are attacking and our transfer plan of negotiation this summer, but you never know what's in store. And I would be looking at some of these players as great additions to Manchester United. You know what I mean, guys? Sadiq Rahman is coming in saying, do we have the funds to purchase Fofana, or do we have to sell players like Scott first? Well, I think we might have the funds to purchase Fofana, but we're definitely on a mission to sell some players before we bring in some players. So I'm starting to think that it's more sell to buy. I have been saying that that selling to buy is also something we must do. But at the same time, I always reflected to the fact that we've only spent $33 million thus far in this market on the signings that we've currently brought into the club. There's also some reports coming in about two possible options in the shortlist that are Premier League proven guys, and these two options are none other than Danilo from Nottingham Forest and Joao Gomez from Wolverhampton Wanderers. These guys are being scouted. They have been looked at by our scouts for the longest while. I can tell you for the last 6 months, they've been scouting Joao Gomez. I'm not too sure how long they've been scouting Danilo, but I think they have come to the conclusion that these might be some cheaper alternatives. I don't know how you guys might feel about both of them, but I would certainly take Joao Gomez after seeing his performances this season and for Brazil. Danilo strikes me as a very physical defensive midfielder. I haven't really paid too much attention to him while at Nottingham Forest, but he did have a good performance against us. So I'm thinking it might be something we can be looking at, depending on the price that they might come up to be. From my perspective, Premier League proven is relative because most of the talented Premier League players currently to date, the most successful ones, they usually come as imports, to be fair. The Premier League has last 38 matches, so it pays to get the right deals in and not to rush to get the squad complete prior to the season and be out of budget. 100%, Brendan, I agree with that. I will never take out the consideration that the winter window is very important in the middle of the season, somewhere you can bolster the squad, with players that might have not been available but might have been, better suited to be bringing into the team this current summer. Guys, I'm always going to keep it practical. At the end of the day, I'm super optimistic about Manchester United, but at the same time, I'm one of those guys that, I'm really practical about things at the end of the day. So let me bring you this latest news. I know a lot of you are hearing reports about Zubimendi to Liverpool. Well, the negotiations have just begun. It's not really advanced. And as I was reporting to you guys, I'm not too sure if he wants to leave Spain. It's going to take a lot of convincing because the player himself has been on Spanish radio stations, speaking after victory with Spain in the Euros, that he's not really too keen on leaving the Spanish capital. Now, while that may be the case, I don't think it's impossible to convince him. And with United being able to convince Len Euro, I won't put that out of us. But Liverpool are in pursuit, and they have entered talks with his agent and his people. And in my honest opinion, if you get into the article, it says that David Ornstein also quoted this information, and he also stated that it will be a difficult and complicated deal, be it United or Liverpool, in pursuit of this sought after number 6. And guys, it's really interesting to see if we are really going to make this deal happen, because at the end of the day, I think it's very, very interesting. This player is very, very good, and I would be looking forward to having him in the squad. I think he's going to be an upgrade on a Scott McTominay and a Casemiro. Although I would actually prefer to have a destroyer like Manuel Ugarte. Hey, this guy is actually a very, very, top alternative to him. Big up to you, Adieri Kamguma. He's saying hi to you, Sadak. How are you, Mac? Gueye, 65 million move deal for Newcastle. Yilmaz, a good move for Newcastle. Nicolas Gonzalez signed for Newcastle, and Osula unveiled as Newcastle. Ooh, that's interesting. Nice, good move. So Newcastle, you're still gonna get smacked up by United this evening, buddy. Hope you're well. Don't take it as any offense, my bro. You know what I mean? Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about Zubimendi? Will United watch as Liverpool sign this target, or will we be signing possibly, maybe an alternative like an Edison, or maybe a Sanderberg, or maybe two alternatives? What could it be? Are we going to go back in and bring Amrabat back on another loan this summer? What can we do? There have been reports that Manuel Ugarte's deal could be a loan with an option to buy or an obligation to buy. So let's see how it works out. There's still a lot of time left in the window. I'm with Brendan and saying that, we should be a little bit patient. We shouldn't rush too much. Certainly should not be making any panic buys like what we did with Casemiro and Anthony in that time. I think we could have gotten Anthony for 40 to 50 million earlier on in the window and didn't do it and was forced to pay something like 90 million. Casemiro was amazing for us in his first season, but he looks like he's lost his leg in the second season. And this current preseason, he has not been that much better. So it's going to be interesting to see how we progress, guys. There's been some reports coming in about Andre Onana speaking to the public. He has a big personality. He has been saying and insisting he's going to take a lot of risks this season again for Man United. And one of my friends, Sachif, who was in the comments earlier, was saying maybe he should be playing CDM if he's willing to take all those risks. He's already on the high line. He might as well do the job as well. You know what I mean? But you never know what could be happening, guys. It's going to be interesting. I just thought that might have been a light, interesting vibe into the chat, guys. As you know, Manchester United will be, looking for a progression this season as they open against Man City in the Community Shield. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. All right. So guys, there's not much news out other than that. Big up to you. If I was the club, I'd wait to see how it plays out with Liverpool, and if they have a big accepted, then we should move to see how it pans out. I think that's what we should be doing as well, Stu. There's some reports on Richard Rios coming in. The Colombian midfielders hybrid 6'8" player that was starring for Colombia in the Copa America this summer, who plays for Palmeiras and said to have a 90 million release clause. There's some reports that Everton are in negotiations with Palmeiras for said player, and United are monitoring to see what happens there. Because this is the same thing that we had did with Noussair Mazraoui. As you know, West Ham were in talks. They secured a deal for £16.5 million, and then Man United pounced with a 17 million deal, and it was said to be accepted, and now Bayern Munich are asking for £26 million. So let's see how it goes. Big up Stu Wally coming in. Big up to you, my brother. Hopefully it happens because, I would be definitely excited for that to happen. And it will be interesting again. I want United to get the best possible deals done. You know what I mean? Sell players for the highest possible valuation if could be, and bring in players for the best possible, fee that we could get. At the same time, I think anyone is going to be wanting this for Manchester United going forward. And guys, don't forget, the Community Shield is coming up on Saturday. It will be here live with your boy Mark and MUFC fan at 4 p.m. UK time, live right here. I will be doing the watch along, guys. So I hope you're here to join me. Hey, Stu, I wanted to ask you a question, about something, but I don't know how to contact you. So maybe I'll ask Jarvis if I could get your WhatsApp. I don't know if you're in the comments, but let me know because it would be cool. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Rand Danister, coming in. So just to recap what was said before, Man United are back in with a tentative, approach to possibly signing Frenkie de Jong with a $30 to $40 million bid. And this has been the latest reports coming in today. Manchester United are also in talks with Burnley over Sanderberg. Let's see how it goes. It's said that the player's somewhere in the region of £20 million. A deal could be done. Also, Manchester United are still confident in signing Matthijs de Ligt, as reported by Fabrizio Romano today. He said that he has never given any indication that Man United are not confident in signing a player or are looking at alternatives. There's also been reports that have not came out from Fabrizio to substantiate that we have in fact moved away from Ugarte. So I would say, guys, take it with a pinch of salt. As you know, Ugarte was also possibly open to being a loan option by PSV with an obligation or maybe an option to buy. So let's see how that goes. There's also some reports coming in that Fulham are likely to, cool their interest in Scott McTominay. They are also probably pivoting towards Andre, that young talented player coming out from Fluminense. So let's see how it goes. United are also looking at him. There's going to be some interesting deals to be done coming in the last 3 weeks of this window. It's also been reported that Fofana, Manchester United have sent a package informing him of the project and to test his willingness to join the club. Let's see if a deal advances and how it works out there. There's also reports coming in that Wan-Bissaka, again, an issue that Man United have been suffering with for previous years. The player contracts terms are agreed between the club and the player, but Man United are being asked to pay off his contract by the player and his agent. So let's see how that goes. That is the hold up in the deal. Edison from Atalanta might be an option. It's said that he's in the region of £35 million. Man United are considering a swoop. Let's see how it goes. There has been no contact between him and Liverpool, so let's see if Man United are the team to go in for him. You know what I mean? It's going to be really interesting in the next couple of days, guys. Really, really interesting. Manchester United are also said to be looking at the likes of Danilo and Joao Gomez as possible, also cheaper options, and they would both be coming in Premier League proven as well. Let's see how it goes. Those are the tentative reports coming out right now. There's also some tad bits coming in that you might see Manchester United pivot in some other directions for maybe an extra midfielder if the need be, depending on how it goes. There's also a report that Al Nassr has made Anthony a priority target for them this summer and might be willing to come in with a 30 million bid for the player that we have spent, 95 million pounds for. Guys, you know what I mean? So let's see how it goes. There's also a report that Denzel Dumfries holds off signing a new Inter Milan deal as he eyes the Manchester move. For me, I'm not too keen on the player. He's also 29, so I'm not too sure if that's the right move. Although it might be a good move if the player wants to come and Wan-Bissaka wants to go to Milan, and it could be facilitated. There's also been reports that Man United are said to prefer to sign Mazaroui over Denzel Dumfries. So, guys, it's going to be very interesting. Let's see how the window works. With the Community Shield of just 3 days away, Man United need to get some business done. And I'm not saying in the fact that we need to rush to buy players, but whatever we are negotiating in terms of players leaving, maybe we should be working a little bit harder on getting them gone if it's sell to buy according to the reports. You know what I mean? So, guys, I would like to thank you all for joining me. It has been your boy, Moroccan MUFC fan, with the latest update. You know what I mean? Some transfer news and some of my views, guys, and you know how it is. You know what I mean? Also, before I go, guys, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And I really am trying, to boost the channel to 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of the opening day of our Premier League campaign against Fulham. Please, I beg you guys, help me get there. It would be much appreciated. Also, a little bit of information. I forgot to bring this to you guys in the beginning. It's not related to transfers, but it is related to the Community Shield. The new referee brought into the Premier League from Australia is set to be the referee in charge of our game against Man City. You know what I mean? Get to know this guy. He's a brand new referee in the Premier League, and he is coming from down under. His name is Jared Gillett. Let's see if he's going to have a great season, a more fair season. Let's see if he's one of those referees that might give us a vibes like the Kalina. Someone who's impartial, who calls it down the line as he sees fit, give the game a beautiful flow while keeping both teams in check with equal prejudice. Guys, it's been your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. Big up. Big up to you, Arsenal Maniac. I hope you have a big day, my bro. Yo, and if you have time, I have this new stream, guys. Oh, I wanted to also talk about this, guys. I have this new stream that I would like to promote, guys. You know, it's one of those things where I would like to welcome all football fans. It doesn't matter if you're a Manchester United fan or if you're if you're a rival fan, right? But I would like to invite anyone, if as long as you're a Manchester United fan or a fan of the Premier League, even the Europa League or the Champions League, guys. I want to have a show, a weekly show every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. UK, and I would like to call this show Bragging Rights. You know what I mean? I'll just give you guys a little clip of the thumbnail so you guys can see what it's looking like. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Let me find this thing. Boom. Right. So guys, I wanted to bring this out to you guys. This is a new show that I would like to be having, right? It's called Bragging Rights. Right? So if you guys know any fans of the Premier League, you know, it could be Burn, it could be Brentford, it could be Chelsea, it could be Arsenal, you know, Arsenal Maniac. If you want to join and rep for your club, you know what I mean? You could be an Ipswich fan, you know what? You could be a Southampton fan, Man City, Liverpool. If you're a Premier League football fan, join me. Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. UK, starting from next week, Wednesday, guys. It's going to be Bragging Rights. And anyone who's willing to come in and have their say about their club, I will drop the link in the comments. Everyone, let's get in. It's going to be a fun stream. We're going to play some bingo as well and brag about, you know, our team and what we think we're going to do for the season, what we did on every match week, and what we think we're going to do in the following match week. So it's going to be an interesting type of stream, guys. And if you know any Premier League fans who do streaming, please point them in my direction. Let them join me in the new show that I'm going to be bringing out called Bragging Rights, Wednesday night, right, at 10 p.m. UK, guys. Big up to all of you joining me. Thank you for always being here and showing me your support, guys. It's your boy, Moroccan MUFC fan, with the latest update, a little bit of transfer news, a little bit of my views, guys, and your comments as well. You know, I can't do it without you. Yeah, Yali, the De Jong stuff, it never goes away. You know what I mean? What are you talking about, bro? 9. Negative on that. Link in the chat. You want to come in? Hold on. Let me see what Arsenal Maniac has to say. Let me see what you have to say, bro. Let me see what you have to say. Look, the link. The link is there. Come in quick. I was about to close the stream. Let's hear what you have to say, Arsenal Maniac. Man. It's reminding me of Trini Guna, bro. The dude said, yo, I'm going to come join you. Well, yeah, I will drop the link in the chat for the streams. If you're going to come into the Bragging Rights stream, bro, prepare yourselves, because I will be dropping the link and I will be pinning it to the stream. Come in, have your say. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about the Premier League. Let's talk about our teams and what they're going to do going forward. Big up to all you guys coming in. Big up to you, Manu Tata. Hope you have a great day. Guys, if you haven't catch the entire stream, watch it back. Leave your comments in the non-live section. That also helps the channel grow a lot. Big up to all of you. Yeah, I wanted to hear and see Arsenal Maniac as well, Manu Tata. Maybe he will come on to that stream on next week, Wednesday. First episode of Bragging Rights will be launched. I had a tentative one with Papi the other night, but, you know, he's a Man U fan, so it's not really Bragging Rights. So let's get it popping, guys. I will catch you tomorrow morning with the daily update, the morning views. And thank you for joining me. It's been your boy, Moroccan MUFC fan. You know what to do, guys. Smash those likes and subscribe. Catch you guys later. Be safe out there, because, you know, the season is starting. Let's have fun together this season, guys. Have a great one, and I will catch you again. Oh.